Hi, I'm Narnach. This is RimWorld. This is part of a longer recording session that I've decided to split into multiple episodes to make it a bit easier for you to watch. Enjoy! So what is Vladimir doing? Ah, he dropped the scroll off in the dumping zone. And there he will spoil in 5 days. So we've got about 5 days to get a refrigerator up so we can move the carcass indoor and preserve it until we butcher it. Okay, we have a decent farm up. Cool. Strawberries are probably going to be done in about a day. Okay, so what's to do next? Let's just keep time running. So this one is going to finish soon, that's going to finish after that. We just mine things away to set it up for the defense against the first raider party. In the meantime, we have to think a little bit about getting some cooking going. So that's probably going to be the room on this side. So let's see. A wooden wall, a wooden wall. Override one of the wooden walls with the door. And then put a cooler unit next to it. So it will cool on the blue side and put the heat on the red side. Which in this case is just outdoors. And in the winter, that's actually a decent way to warm up your base as well. Just make your fridge cooler so the rest of the base gets slightly warmer. Because then we can say, okay, we declare a new stockpile here, which we are going to rename to the fridge. And let's for now clear everything. Say all the food goes here. Under raw resources there is hops, which is used for brewing beer. Not using it just yet, but it's useful anyway. And we can allow animal corpses. And then we say that the priority here is preferred. Change this one to have a low priority. I think we had a dumping stockpile. Let's also make this one a low priority. So this will mean food will get transported here soon enough. We probably want to cut down all the plants here as well. And then power. Solar panels are the easiest. Let's see, shadows go from there to there. Let's see if we just put a couple. If we put one of the solar cells here, it should be doable. So we run it into the future wall. Do it there. Okay, so this one directly connects the cooler. And this was going to be the power storage, so let's put a line in there as well. Which also means we need wooden walls for it. Build a door here, so we can actually get into the room. So if we put batteries all on the side, let's see, do it like that, then we can have batteries on that side as well. But that's for a future thing. So this way I think I put a cable in there. We can cancel that. So this way it will just go straight in and we'll branch off to the cooler. With the cooler we say let's target a temperature of -5, so it will work until the temperature in the room is -5, and after that it will stop working. Let's see if we can get this one up and running soon enough. I think for now I'll actually just cancel the mining work here. Wanderer joins. Yes, so this the joining of a wanderer is a more or less guaranteed event now. After your colony has been up for a couple days, someone will join, and that's just a random character that's not under your control about what they do. So let's have a look. Jennifer, age 54. Of course, with a cataract in both eyes, so the eyesight is very, very poor, 30%. So we can just ignore shooting until we get bionic eyes for her, because her shooting accuracy is 74% per tile. So if you shoot someone point blank, you have a 74% chance to hit them. Okay, that's not bad. But if you shoot someone 2 tiles away, it's 74% of 74%. So that's going to be somewhere in the 50% range. And then if you want to shoot once more, it's 74% of that. So that's somewhere in the 37% range. And you notice that it drops off rather quickly that way. So shooting accuracies under 90% are really, really not cool. So what gear does she have? She's got a pistol. Okay. Let's make you so we can give the pistol to someone else. Let's say if we say that you are a worker, call the other one soldiers. So everyone who is capable of doing range combat, will give them the soldier profile. Is that any different? Okay. Yeah, we don't want shields, because if you got a shield you can't shoot outside of the shield. Dusters are good, jackets are good, parkas are not good, tribal wear is not good. Everything else is fine. For the worker. Tux, I don't want tux. Personal shields are just fine. Because if you're not going to actually shoot at someone, then you might as well equip a shield. We don't want parkas. And yeah, let's for now let's go with this. So we have Jen come in. Yeah. Let's see if you drop your pistol. Let's no. Was going to hold it, yes. So you just hold it. Yep. One of them had a plasteel knife here. Just going to wake them up. This is really, really not cool for them. But I just want this fixed. And we need a sleeping spot for Jen. So let's assign a sleeping spot. So at least then she can sleep if she wants to. Also, now we have 4 mouths to feed rather than 3. So these 15 packaged survival meals, they're not going to last for 5 days, but they're going to last for 4 days. Which is going to make things interesting. Let's see, all the meat here is gone. All the survival meals that were dropped here are also gone. Let's have a quick scan if there's more survival meals. Okay, quick scan. Yes, here. So there will be more survival meals, so we can stretch it by another couple of days. So let's have a look. What can Jen do? Let's see, make her firefight, Flick. So she's incapable of being a doctor, incapable of being a warden. She has some cooking talent. That's useful, because we need a cook. Or it's always useful to have 2 cooks that you level up at roughly the same time. Hunting, you are melee, so let's not. For the rest, you are capable of constructing. Mining, you have some experience, but you don't quite like it, so you're not gonna get much better at it. You can do crafting, that's useful. And you also artistic. Hauling, yes. Cleaning, cool. So, now we have a decent crew of haulers and cleaners. That's very important. I'm actually gonna say if you can't haul, then cleaning is your top priority, and everyone else who can haul has cleaning as a number 2 priority. That way, it's not that the hauling and cleaning is going to take up a lot of time from the same people. The people who can't haul, they will just spend that time cleaning instead if they can. And for the rest, all the other things, we can just prioritize that. Low. Growing, that's important actually. Make that a number 2 priority. So once they're done hauling, they can grow, and then after that they can clean. Repairing, let's make it a level 3 priority if they can. Since if things are damaged, this is useful to repair things. Okay, so we had a mad animal attack. That's usually the first hostile encounter. Now we have someone join. Then after this, it's not gonna be too long before someone will actually attack us with 1 or 2 raiders. Just because they can. So let's see if we can at least get this one set up before then. And then focus a little bit more on defense afterwards. How is the squirrel? It's spoiling in 3 days, in 1 day. We might just make it. Yeah, so Vladimir is now cutting the trees down to make space for the solar panel. If that happens still during the day, no, that's going to be tomorrow. So let's finish it. Yes, cool. So we will have a solar panel, but this one is going to only work during the day. And it's not daytime anymore. But it's 9 degrees while outside it's 20, so it did work a little bit. Is it it's not refrigerated just yet. Okay, so tomorrow things will get refrigerated, which will extend it, and after that we can freeze it. But that's enough time to build our batteries here. But first it's time for everybody to sleep. Ah, it actually says now we need batteries. And we need defenses, which is highlighted in a yellow because it's slightly important. And we also have no trading capacity, and we still have no meal source. Because we've been stretching it so far on the pre-packaged survival meals. Okay, cool. We already picked them up here, so this is really it. So we got packaged meals for 4 days. And after that we have tortoise and squirrel. And it's frozen. Nice. If it's frozen, it won't spoil. Let's order things, all these things to be hauled actually. Just let's just get rid of it. Because if there's something in the doorway, it's actually going to block it, which is not good. That's it. Battery. Let's build 1, build 2. So we can store our power, the excess power. And especially now we only have a single cooler that's using the power. So we will be producing quite a lot of extra energy that we're just not using. which we can use to cool during the night. We're out of power again. But this room, it's cool. Everything still counts as refrigerated, so we have about a full day to actually do something useful with it. So let's take a, and then we are back in business, I presume. Yeah, it's -5, so yeah. Now we have a full day to charge the batteries. That's going to be good. And we don't have enough metal to build another solar panel. Interesting. So let's start with mining some metal then. Oh, actually, no wait, we had metal we can just haul in. Haul some of this. And there was some here, wasn't there? Oh, there's quite a lot here actually. Let's zoom in a little bit and only grab the things that are nearby. So there was more around the mountain down here, which is useful to grab. So that way we can just keep the metal in the mountain, so it will be there when we need it. And it's easy to pick stuff up than it is to mine it. It goes a lot faster. Cool. So this way we can add a second solar power generator and have a look at a steel butcher's table. So that's going to be, wait, if it says steel, that means we can also use other materials. So we have a wooden butcher table. But I think for efficiency it really doesn't matter. Yeah, it's going to be more flammable, of course. But we have wood in abundance and we don't have steel in abundance. So let's take that. A cooking stove, so we can actually make meals. And hypothetically we could also make a nutrient paste dispenser. But everybody hates it. Nobody likes eating nutrient paste. So let's not inflict that on our colonists just yet. And then inside we had a storage, a stockpile, the fridge stockpile that we can select, and then we expand it a little bit so we have more space to store things. And get all the rocks out, because rocks don't need to be in the fridge. Okay. We probably want to add a wall around this as well to just make sure it's all safe. So let's mine this out and we can just extend the wall. Okay, so now with 2 of the solar panels, these batteries should actually charge more. They should just charge to the full stored amount relatively soon. Yep. Go up there. There. Wall, wooden doors. I think I had them at the intersection points. And for now they'll just remain wooden doors. And at a later stage you might upgrade them to auto doors, which open and close when people are nearby, but it uses power, which is a very, very precious commodity at the moment. So I'm only going to use that for food production until we have enough of it, until we have the full batteries. And we need a sleeping spot for a gen. So, well, but that's an inner door. Let's see if we want to nicely line up the walls this way. Need to dig this one out and dig that one out. And then this can just be wood. Then we can add a sleeping spot in the corner. Also, if we're going to set it up that way, we probably want some sandbags again. Down there. Just do it there as well. And once we have an entrance on this side, we just set it up there as well. And then we'll just expand after this as we go. Oh, and of course, eliminate all the plants. We have visitors. Visitors, I don't mind. Let's hold these things to the stockpile. Hey, we have a butcher table up and running. So we can add a build to butcher creatures, and we do that forever. So anytime we have a animal that's in the storage, so we can just make the radius really small. Anytime we have an animal corpse that's nearby, so basically in the same room, we can have someone who can butcher it. So in this case, Jen is butchering it. And the good thing is that they get experience for that. And we want a decent level of cooking skill before we actually start cooking. And butchering is a great way to gain experience, because if you have a look at Jen, she's a level 5 cook. Chance of her to poison the food is 1.8%. And I think at cooking 6 this drops down to 1%, and at cooking 7 it's 0.5%. Because we have another one capable of cooking. It's 4%, but the food poison chance is 2.5%. So 1 in every 40 meals they cook will be poisonous. Well, poisonous, it's not gonna kill you, but it will make them sick, which is not cool. I think we need to the power line. No, but let's focus on building the stove first, so we can get some basic cooking of meals up and running. Yo, Vladimir, let's prioritize that one instead. And yeah, I know you want to rest, but first I'm gonna make you cook, or make a cooking stove. He's not gonna be happy about that, because if you look at his needs, he needs to rest. He's beyond the threshold for rest. He's tired. And if he gets below that mark, he'll be really tired. But this was good enough. So now they can sleep, and I can just spend some time to set this up. Cooking stove. It uses power. That's one of the reasons I got 2 solar power cells set up here, plus the batteries, because this one drains a lot of power. If you look at the cooler, it only uses 200 watts. This one uses 350 watts, whether it's in use or not. Which, it feels a bit ridiculous actually. It should only use power when it's in use. But yeah. Okay, so we got 3 types of meals: simple, fine, and lavish. The simple meal just uses 10 food of anything, of any sort, and it doesn't really care. Everybody can cook a simple meal. Fine meals use 5 meat and 5 vegetables, and it requires a cooking skill of at least 6, and no one has that just yet. So let's say we want to cook meals until we got 10 of them. And because the more fancy meals will use meat, I'd always try to make the simple meals as a backup, so to say, and only use the lowest priority food. So we can eat corn raw, and we can eat berries raw. So let's not use those. So at first we just use potatoes, rice, and agave fruit, which I think you can only trade for. And we can use that for simple meals. That's the first goal. Let's just reduce the radius a little bit. I don't want people doing this until they have a skill of 5. So we have 2 cooks, one at skill 4 and one at skill 5. So the skill 4 cook is not going to be able to make the meals, but they can butcher, and butcher gives XP. So at some point they'll be good enough just from butchering that they can actually cook this. That's step 1. Then we add another recipe. Mouse, stop jumping. Once again, skill 5, nearby area. So if we don't have potatoes, rice or agave fruit, but we do have corn or berries, sure, turn those into meals. That's fine with me, and we do that until we have X, where X is equals to 10 by default, which is good enough. So we start with our most picky situation. If that doesn't work, we go slightly broader, and if that doesn't work, then sure, no, use anything necessary. And find meal, it will actually warn me now, like no one can actually do this. So sure, fine, whatever, nobody cares. But we add it anyway, and we use the same restrictions. We don't use corn or berries for this. We want a minimum skill of 6, that's just enforced by default. And say, okay, radius 25. We move this up, so as soon as someone reaches cooking level 6, they will start making fine meals. And if we either have 10 of them or we don't have the materials, they'll just take the next recipe and then the next and the next until either they no longer qualify or everything is done. So now we got some basic cooking setup, and let's see, during the day we have a positive power generation. So this is good. This is working the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so let's once Vladimir is awake, he'll finish building and hopefully digging into the room, so we can set up a bedroom there, so Jen can get her own place. Also for cutting plants, let's just cut all the plants within a 1 tile radius around the entire base. So a tree like this is not going to slow us down, since it's in the way. Okay, these people are leaving. The interesting thing is, if we have friendly visitors and we get attacked by raiders, and the faction of the visitors is hostile with the raider faction, they will actually fight the raiders as well, because they're enemies. So that's a good reason for becoming friends with everyone. What are you doing, Smee? You're cleaning dirt. Okay, he probably went on a morning walk or something and got himself terribly lost. So what's the current state of the farm? Ready to harvest. Sweet. So maybe we should actually make Jen and strapping. Prioritize growing above everything else, and after that go whole, because we need the food. Then they will first harvest the entire field and then we'll bring the food out. Jen is currently cooking. She's making simple meals. And we have a stack of simple meals here that includes everything, because we're not good enough to be picky about it. Cool. So we have 10 simple meals, which is enough. So we have food production automated now, and as long as we keep harvesting things and we kill a squirrel every once in a while, or something bigger than a squirrel, then we will be fine. Thank you so much for watching. The recording was longer than my usual 20 to 30 minutes, so I've decided to split this into multiple episodes. While you're waiting for the next episode, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. They let me know that you want to see more of this, and it helps you know when the next episode goes live. So, see you next episode.